Hello, everybody. I figured we would take you guys with us to Voyage on our recent Celebrity Ascent sailing because before our sailing, I tried to find some reviews of this restaurant and I had some trouble doing so. So hopefully, if you are considering booking Voyage, this will help you out. And spoiler alert, it is well worth it. Voyage is located on deck 4 on the Ascent, and once you come inside, they have like a mirrored door almost, so it's a little bit hidden. But once you're inside, the restaurant is quite small and quaint. It's actually really nice because it's very quiet in there and very intimate. So once you sit down, they actually start you off with a glass of Moet champagne, which was really a quite nice start to our dinner. And the way Le Voyage works is they have two menu options. So you can either order from the left side of the menu here and pick one appetizer, one entree, one dessert, or you can opt for the tasting menu. For tonight's dinner, we opted to just do a choose your own adventure. And I'm really glad that we did, honestly. So while Steve gets settled in here and gets his napkin placed all nice on his lap, our server was preparing our amuse-bouche for the evening. I'm going to be quite honest, I don't exactly remember what this was, but I believe it was some sort of apple foam, if my memory serves me right. And honestly, it was fantastic. Amuse-bouche is always one of my favorite parts of the meal. The chef really gets to be creative, and I love that. The bread at Le Voyage is also quite delicious. It's a croissant type roll with some of the softest butter that I have come in contact with in quite some time. Very, very delicious. I could have eaten 5 of these rolls if it meant that I wouldn't be too full for my dinner. But I showed some self-control and I stopped at just the one, despite what I really wanted to do, which was eat way, way more. Anyways, we decided that this was a special dinner for us, so we went ahead and purchased a bottle of wine from the sommelier. He had some great recommendations, and we ended up going with an Amarone. Next up, we had our appetizer course, which honestly was probably my favorite course of the whole meal. I had the Alaskan King salad. Steve had the ahi tuna, and then our server was kind enough to bring us the prawns to share. All 3 were absolutely amazing. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here just so I can chat a little bit more about these appetizers and give them the justice they deserve. I'm definitely not a food critic, but I will say that I've eaten at my fair share of good restaurants. The crab salad was flavorful and light and it's citrusy and everything that you want in a seafood salad. While the shrimp had a little bit of spice to them, they were like a Thai style shrimp. Absolutely fantastic. And while I do not partake in the ahi tuna, Steve absolutely loved it and finished the whole plate, and he said that it was fantastic as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take his word for it on that. So next up, we had the impossible task of deciding what we were going to have for our entree. Luckily, we had a fantastic server who brought us an entree to share as well because he just said that we could not miss out on this lobster risotto. And he was right because I think this might have been my favorite thing on the table. But my filet was fantastic, and Steve's lamb was also really, really well done. His came with pistachio and eggplant, and it was delicious. My filet was cooked medium, just as I asked, and it was perfectly cooked and so, so tender. I honestly didn't even really need this knife. I would 1000% order all 3 of these items again. I'm not normally a member of the Clean Plate Club, but Le Voyage definitely made me a member of the Clean Plate Club because it was too good to leave anything behind. And to round out our meal, we of course had to have dessert. So I went with the raspberry pavlova. Our wonderful server brought us this Black Forest chocolate cake to share. And then Steve had this rice pudding situation. I'm not a really big rice pudding girl, but he liked it. The Black Forest cake that we had was a little bit too rich for my liking after such a heavy meal, but the raspberry pavlova that I had was absolutely perfect. It was the exact way that I wanted to end the meal. It was light and refreshing, but honestly at this point we were getting so full, so we did not do as good of a job on dessert as we did with the rest of our meal. And because there simply wasn't enough food on the table, we also got brought these really delicious and warm Madeleine cookies, as well as a couple of little truffles to share at the end of the meal. Like I said, we were so full, so we actually ended up bagging up these cookies and taking them back up to our suite to enjoy later, which was very enjoyable. With all of that said, it's easy to say that Le Voyage is an easy 10 out of 10. So if you're thinking of booking this for your next celebrity cruise, I definitely would not hesitate to do so. Enjoy!